Hi, everybody. Welcome to Discover College Soccer. Today, I'm lucky enough to be joined by Coach Kevin Talbot of the College of Lake County women's soccer program up there in Illinois. How are you, Coach?
Great, Matt. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for being here. I was actually up your way last week down near O'Hare, but
Okay.
you guys are a little north of there. But let's start out. We'll talk more about the school and all that fun stuff here in a few. But let's talk a little bit about the recruiting side of things. I know you guys you're in season. You got a nice, I would say, a healthy size roster for a junior college program.
Yeah.
So when do you start talking to players or hearing from players? How do you work on building out that roster?
Yeah, it's for me, I think it's a little bit unique. I've coached in the Chicago area for more than 20 years at this point. And besides club coaching, I have been working with our Illinois Olympic Development Program for I don't know, going on 7, 8 years now. So, there's always players out there that I'm talking to. But as far as like actual so it could be, sometimes even freshman or sophomore year talking to players, putting them the idea of CLC in their head at an earlier age. But yeah, I would say junior and senior years when players are interested in CLC, that's when they're filling out recruit forms, going on our website and filling out a recruit form, contacting me. But I'm pretty proactive. I think at least in this area, I'm one of the more proactive coaches. I'm out there talking to club coaches or in high school coaches, going to a lot of high school games. So I'm, especially in the Lake County area, my face is pretty recognizable at a lot of high school games. So I get to talk to players. I'll run into a JV player after watching a varsity game and tell me, oh, hey, I'm going to CLC next year. And all right, let's start talking. So, but I would say majority junior, senior year, and especially senior year, players will start contacting me if I haven't talked to them already.
Okay. Well, you say, you've been in the area and club coaching and that kind of thing. So, I mean, how often are you talking to other club coaches, and kind of using them to find out about players?
Yeah, I mean, I like to think often as I can. There, of course, are in the club world coaches that are trying to push their kids to a different level other than JUCO, so that's always a struggle. But I've like I said, I've been coaching in the area for 20 years, so I try in the early fall to try to reach out to the a lot of club directors or the high school girls age coaches and try to let them know here we are, we're looking for players. It's hit or miss depending on what they have. I talk to area clubs and they just we don't have players that are looking to go to college, surprisingly enough, from their point of view. But I do my best to get a hold of everyone in the area or the suburban area and just to get the word out that we're looking for players.
So, where would you say you spend a majority of your time on the recruiting trail? Is it tournaments, high school games? What are some of the kind of can't miss spots for you to try to
Yeah.
pull players?
Yeah, for me, I mean, we're pretty true community college, especially when it comes to athletics. We don't have a lot of out of state, out of district, international players at all. So I definitely would spend the majority of my time at high school games. I spend most of the spring trying to hit uh, every high school at least a couple times, especially the ones that send the majority of players to our program from the past few years. But yeah, I definitely in the summer we'll hit tournaments, high school tournaments. There's a great tournament in Chicago area that's been around for a while. It used to be called the Pepsi Showdown. Now it's the Body Armor Series. I couldn't even tell you, but it could be 60, maybe more high schools that are involved in this tournament situation. Pre-COVID, they were playing over a month or so. On the weekends, they'd play in one spot, and then during the week, they play at the different high schools. With COVID, it's been a little more condensed into a weekend or two, maybe then going away after for a finals or something like that. So, but there's so many high schools there that I definitely we all the college coaches try to hit that. But yeah, a few tournaments. There's a couple good Chicago showcases. Inter Chicago has a good one in the summer. Aurora has a good one in the summer. The different clubs that put on their own showcases. Libertyville is a big club up in my county, so they put on some. So we definitely try to hit the club tournament showcases and things like that as well as the high school ones.
Do camps fit into your kind of recruitment profile at all, whether they're your own camps or you or staff at other camps?
I have worked a couple soccer camps. Yep. We haven't done them yet. I think again, COVID kind of put the kibosh on that. We had an athletic director that started. The current athletic director started right before that and had all these great ideas and COVID kind of put a damper on some of them. Camps was one of them. We're supposedly building a new athletic complex starting next year. We have a really nice big grass field that I think is going to be turning into a turf field. I think that will give us more opportunities to do things like that, to bring in. But usually, what I'll do is, like you said, like attend some other camps, or the area clubs are putting on something for area players. Go to that, recruit or work if they want me to work it.
We are excited to be part of Podcast Row at the 2023 United Soccer Coaches Convention in Philadelphia from January 11th to the 15th, and we hope we will see you there. The convention is the ultimate event for soccer coaches, administrators, and fans of the beautiful game. Ignite your passion through captivating presentations, on-field demonstrations, exhibits, and networking events for coaches at the youth, high school, college, and pro levels. Whether you are attending alone or bringing the whole coaching staff, there's no better place for soccer coaches to learn, network, and experience the latest trends in soccer education. Register now for the lowest possible price. Visit www.unitedsoccercoachesconvention.org to register. We can't wait to see you all in Philadelphia. Okay. Well, whether it's high school games or club games or camps or any of that kind of stuff, what are the key ingredients that you're looking for in a recruit when you're building out your team?
Yeah. Number one, they got to be able to handle, the student athlete life. I would say maybe all the players on our roster work and have to take a full-time class schedule. They have stuff going on at home, so they got to be able to handle it all. We do have study halls and things like that. So they got to be able to basically juggle a lot. They all have a lot going on, so they need to juggle that. Soccer wise, they I'm we really try to push to play a good level of soccer. They have to be, we want good athletes, we want speed at different positions, we want them to be able to have great first touch, control the ball, know how to play off the ball, know how to make their runs, get back and defend, transition to attacking. And then, lastly, they got to be good people. I've been very lucky to have I'd say 99%, and this is my 5th year of just great people. That's the biggest attraction for me in doing this job is getting out there and recruiting and meeting players and their families. And we've had just great players in our program. So you got to be a good teammate. One bad apple ruins practice, ruins games. So they got to be able to fit in. They got to be able to understand that you might not play every game. You might not play in certain games at all, but you got to be a good teammate, and because there's no way we're going to succeed with everything going on. Having those kids that try to that could bring the rest of a team down.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's shift gears, talk a little bit more about the school.
Sure.
Folks may not be familiar with Lake County up
Yep.
there, and it doesn't get more north in Illinois
No,
than
no,
where
no.
you guys are at, right? So,
Right.
um,
We're all the way to the Wisconsin border. So
well, can you give me some insight? You say you've been to school for 4 or 5 years now, which is great. So, what are some really cool, interesting things about the school that maybe I'm not going to learn just by clicking around the website?
yeah, to me, College of Lake County, it's in a really good area, a suburb of Chicago called Grays Lake, which follows right along with Lake County. It's a lot of lakes. I went to college, and one of my colleges up in Minneapolis, St. Paul. So the land of 10,000 lakes, and now here I am in Lake County. So it's every other village here, every other suburb has got lake in the name. But to me, I mean, I love the access that the students have and the possibilities that the College of Lake County gives to our student athletes. We have a guaranteed transfer program here. It's about at this point 25 to 28 four-year colleges that athletes or students have here. You don't have to be an athlete, that students have, that where you can get automatically accepted into these four-year programs after completing, their two-year degree at College of Lake County. And it's big schools, University of Illinois, whether it's in Champaign, which is like the Big Ten University, University of Illinois, Chicago, Northern Illinois, Southern Illinois, Arizona State, Western Illinois, Eastern Illinois, University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. So I could go on and on. So it's just access to, if you have some financial difficulties coming in, or maybe some grade difficulties coming in, you follow a program, keep your grades up, and now you're automatically accepted into one of these four-year universities. And some of those universities have scholarships too for those type of students. So to me, that's great. And we also have the ability to get four-year degrees while staying at the College of Lake County, with a bunch of schools that again, Southern Illinois and University of Illinois in Springfield, and University of Illinois in Champaign, DePaul University. I mean, you can get four-year degrees and still stay on campus at the College of Lake County. So to me, just the access, we have a lot of online classes still. I have a lot of players that didn't like online classes when they were in high school when COVID hit, and now they kind of prefer them. We have a lot of online anytime type of classes where you can take classes at your own pace. It's not like a set time. So it allows them to complete their classes and work their own schedule. So just to me, there's just so many possibilities of how to get your degree here, or a four-year degree.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, you mentioned it a little bit earlier too, in terms of looking for players that can balance that academic and athletic load. So,
Yeah.
kind of, how do your students really balance those commitments, and what kind of support mechanisms does the school have in place to help the student athletes?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes my best answer. That's a great question. I don't know how they do it. Sometimes it's amazing that what a lot of these players do in order to get through their day. Like I said, they all work. They have to take full time load. You got to at least be in 12 credits to be able to compete. And then obviously, home life, they're watching their brothers and sisters, just so much. It's just, like I said, sometimes I don't know how they get through the day. But yeah, we have a great athletic director that's very supportive. We have our academic success coordinator who's right there. He's also our baseball coach, so he's right there every day in our athletic building. We mandate 3 hours of study hall or 2 hours of tutoring each week, unless your previous semester at college you had a 3.0. So we're pushing them to push academics first, and then athletics after that. But there's just advisors, so many advisors. I was helping students the first couple weeks of classes that were new. We just walked in, say, hey, we need to go see an advisor. All right, and you sit in the waiting room for 5 minutes, and an advisor comes out, go in, talk to the player. Hey, there's what I'm considering, degree wise, and they help with the schedule. So the support is plentiful, when the students go out and put the effort into it.
That's great. Um, i- let's look at like a typical day, right? You're in the middle of the season right now, and obviously you mentioned it a little bit there. A lot of times junior college students have, a lot of other commitments and things that they need to be taken care of. So can you just give me a ballpark walkthrough of an average week, of one of your players in terms of when's practice, when's class,
Right,
all that
right.
kind of stuff? What would that look like?
Right. So, this is the one area where I have to be a little selfish for myself. When I'm not coaching, I'm an attorney. So I do a lot of lawyer stuff in the mornings. I also coach club soccer. So that's in the fall and spring. That's in the evenings. So for me, if I'm gonna coach college, we're practicing at to 4 o'clock every day. So yeah, I tell the players to get your classes done by, by 1:30. I mean, if we're doing away games, we're usually leaving between 1 and 1:30 to get during the week to get to a 4 o'clock game, because that's typically Wednesdays are our conference and region games. So we got to live by, like I said, leave by 1:30 to get to those. So we're trying to get classes done in the mornings. But like I said, I mean, there's so many options at our college for doing, like I said, the online anytime, which they can just go online and do their class at any time as long as they're keeping up with the work. Some of them will take nighttime classes, mostly online. I mean, they can do them in person, but if there's games, they just got to make sure if we're an away game at 4 o'clock, we're not getting back till late, that they're not taking classes like that on those evenings on Wednesdays or something like that. But yeah, I mean, classes in the morning, practice 2 o'clock, and then like I said, a lot of them mostly go to work or go to their study hall once that gets going. Some of them will work in the morning if they're doing more online stuff. They can work in the mornings and then come to soccer, and then do whatever they have to do in the afternoons and evenings.
Okay.
We do
Well,
have a lot of weekend games, I would say, too. It's slowing; those weekends are starting to slow down, but it's mostly the games are Wednesdays, a lot of Saturdays. We did play yesterday, which is Sunday here, but so try not to do 3 games in a week if possible, but mostly a couple games.
okay. Well, let's talk a little bit more about games and the soccer side of things. So, uh, I mentioned it earlier, but again, for a junior college, looks like you got a pretty healthy roster. Is there a roster size that you're trying to hit each year? That's your ideal size?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say for us, 22 to 25, we're as a department, we're trying to get around 25, and I'm fine with that. I like to get out there a couple of times a week and maybe get some 11v11, and it might be 15 to 20 minutes of it. Doesn't have to be long, but it's nice to be able to do it, to work on things. We do get a lot of players, or we do get a lot of players that I haven't seen play before they come to CLC, because they didn't mention interest until the high school season was over. I mean, I've had 3 players join. I mean, here we are in the middle of September. I've had 3 players join in the last 2 weeks. So for whatever circumstances. So sometimes our roster grows during the season because for whatever reason maybe there was an injury that wasn't resolved yet, or they just didn't know they could play college soccer, and they come out and they've played soccer growing up, but they just didn't know. So around 22 to 25, so that we can have good healthy numbers at practice, and someone's missing because work called them away, or there's an injury or something. But again, having too big a roster, gets tough, because it's tough to manage minutes at our games. And you have the less experienced players who are just coming out there because they want to just join the team, and so you get too big and you get too much of that, and then they're not too happy about not getting some game time. So low to mid-20s is perfect for us.
Okay. Well, what about your staff? Is there any other soccer staff besides you? And if so, what roles do those folks play? What kind of support staff? I think you mentioned a little bit already. Is there in the athletic department as well?
Yeah. Great brand new full-time trainer, does a great job. And he's got a student worker with him. So, we have a couple people that are able to help out with all the bumps and bruises. Full-time, or not full-time. We got an assistant coach. I got a brand new assistant coach. My third assistant coach. The first year I was on my own, they had no assistant coach. And then I had someone that I coached when she was a youth player that helped me out for my second and third year, and now she's at a 4-year college assisting herself. And had another new assistant last year, and she had a newborn and couldn't continue on this year. So now I'm on yet another assistant. Valerie Anderson's doing a great job. She's working with our keepers and our defenders. She actually went to the College of Lake County in 2010 and 11, so she's familiar with everything and how it works there. She was actually going to be our volunteer assistant until my last year's assistant had to kind of bow out at the last minute. But yeah, so just the one assistant, the support staff in the athletics department with the athletic director and our academic success coordinator. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, how would you describe kind of your style of coaching, the team style of play, and what kind of the overall culture is of the team?
Yeah, good culture. I think we everyone is getting along. Everyone gets along really good. I mean, again, it's not everyone's from the same high school, but other than I think two players on my roster, everyone is from the county, so they have played against each other in high school for the most part. They played against each other in club for the most part. Played against each other on the winter indoor leagues, the summer rec leagues. So a lot of times, I kind of, now that I'm bringing, I kind of forget about in the recruiting aspect. The players help me recruit a lot too, because they know each other from the area leagues and things like that. They're able to, hey, get some players that maybe weren't thinking about playing college soccer and bring them out. But so yes, I mean they get along because a lot of them have known each other for years and years, even if they weren't playing in the same high school. Um, but I like to think that we play a pretty high level of soccer. It doesn't always translate to winning. 2019 and 20, we were very, very successful. Last year, I think out of my 22 players, I think 20 were brand new to college soccer. This year is about a little more half and half, first year and second year players. Um, but I think we play a high level of soccer. You hear a lot of these days. We like to play on the back, like to keep the ball on the ground, like to move the ball around and switch the point of attack. But I mean, like I said, have a really good attacking style. It is not translating to a lot of goals this year, but it's just we've played. I think yesterday, if you include an exhibition game, yesterday was our fifth nationally ranked team of the year. Yesterday wasn't great, but I mean the other teams that we've played this season are, if we lose, they're like, wow. I mean, you guys just controlled the entire game against us. Just not finishing right now. So we're working on it, and I hope by the next few weeks it's gonna turn around goal scoring wise. But yeah, I mean, we try to get up and down the field, and we try to push the ball forward as quickly as we can, and get balls to the forwards, and we are sometimes shooting 20 and 30 times a game, just not always putting the ball back in the net, but it's a good style of play. I mean, I think the players, even if we drop a 2-0 or a 2-1 game, they know we're on the just on the edge of breaking through, but they know they're playing good soccer. They know we're moving the ball and getting up and down and having a lot of fun doing it.
That's great. Well, we've talked about a lot of stuff, but in terms of players at your school, but maybe, a lot of kids might be wondering in terms of junior college, your players going on to play at the next stop, right? Do you have a lot of players that look to go and play another 2 years at a 4-year school? And if so, how has that gone for them?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. My first year was 2018, just started in April, didn't get a lot of chance to do much. My 2019 team was my most successful that I've had, and the second year players, who mostly led that team, just didn't want to. I had college coaches like calling me, emailing me, can I get this kid? Can I get that kid? And they didn't want to play. But since then, it's been 2 3 kids for the last few years. I mean, I don't know how many games I've played at this point, 7 8 games. I've had college coaches at half my games this year. So yes, now we are, like I said, the last few years, several kids each class playing at 4-year schools. I know I have several players this year already, have college coaches looking at them. They're talking to me about where they want to go next. Can you come to a game with me? Can watch a game with me? Can you come to my visit with me? Stuff like that. So yeah, it's been great. And this is what I was kind of always hoping for, is doing this job, is to be able to push players on to a 4-year school. And it took 2 seasons, but now it's happening. And like I said, I'm getting college. I was on the phone with college coach from Boston last week. And yesterday's game, we had another college coach there. So it's happening quite a bit now. So that's really exciting for me. It's just like, you know, when you're coaching club soccer and you're getting kids into college soccer, and now I'm at a junior college pushing kids on to a 4-year college. So I mean, that's really what it's all about. You know, you're just continuing players, helping players move on to what they want to do.
Okay. Well, Coach, we've talked about a lot of different things here, but I like to end these the same way. And is that what didn't we talk about? What is there anything else you want folks to know about your team, your school, the recruiting process, or anything else in general? Now's your chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we touched on, I think, a lot of the aspects to being a part of our team. Like I said, we play a very good brand of soccer. We are pushing kids on to 4-year schools. You know, the college is great for academically, as far as giving you the opportunity to get a degree in your field, and in so many varieties of degrees that we have, the ability to go on to a 4-year college. Um, and then, I mean, the other thing is just the location. I think we are about 25 miles north of Chicago. We pretty much cover the north of Chicago up to the Wisconsin border. It's a great area. Like I said, lakes everywhere. Great little suburbs, you know, outside the city. There's a lot to do. We have about 5 minutes down the road, Six Flags Great America, which I think is the most visited spot in all of Illinois. If it's not, it's in the top 2 or 3. You know, Fright Fest is going on now, so you get that close to Halloween, and they open up the park at night, and the kids go out there as a team and have a blast. So it's just a really nice place to live. We don't have on campus housing, but it's a suburb of Chicago, so there's apartments everywhere. I do want to try to bring in more, you know, out of state players to just try to mix it up a bit. And but there's apartments everywhere to try to you know, to get some players together that can room together and save costs. But it's just, you know, it's just a great area to live and go to school, and not worry about safety. You know, there's on campus police, of course. So but yeah, it's just, you know, it's a great place. I really enjoyed my the last 5 years here at CLC, and you know, I think the students really enjoy being here, and being able to say they're a part of a team, you know. And yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, Coach, we wish you the best of the luck the rest of the season, and hopefully a couple people will watch this and reach
Yeah,
out and get a few more folks for next year. So best of luck,
yeah,
Coach.
love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a great week.
You too.